everyone. I would like to also welcome you to the conference, and I personally look forward to 1.5 days of what I'm sure is going to be a vibrant intellectual exchange. As Dr. Ibrahim mentioned, the idea for the conference basically culminated after the development of a significant body of research under the natural resource theme at ERF. And I will talk a little bit particularly about a project I was involved in, which is the Sovereign Wealth Funds project. And at the end, we saw that there's a very opportune moment to have a meeting, and we discussed the policy implications of moving towards a new regime of low oil prices and its macroeconomic and growth implications on the region. So I think the conference comes at a time where there are challenges and opportunities for the region, and I think this exchange of ideas is going to help us think about the future direction of the research agenda under the macro theme, which I co-lead with my colleague Kamyar under the leadership of Dr. Al-Badawi. So, and I also would like to thank, of course, the Arab Fund for generously hosting us here in Kuwait. My first involvement in the theme was in 2015 in the Sovereign Wealth Fund project, and this project produced a total of 8 independent research papers, and it covered several aspects of the operations of sovereign wealth funds. It looked at sovereign wealth funds basically as tools for macroeconomic stabilization and how they can be harnessed by macroeconomic policy to manage oil price volatility, and there were like 2 papers basically focusing on that issue. We also looked closely at the investment strategies of sovereign wealth funds as savings vehicles for national savings and for the intergeneration transfer of wealth. And we looked at the investment strategies in 2 respects: the optimal allocation versus the actual allocation. And also there was some discussion of the political economy aspects of the operations of sovereign wealth funds. Some of these papers and this research will be showcased mostly tomorrow in the first 2 sessions of tomorrow. Today, I think the focus will be primarily on the new oil price order, as Dr. Al-Badawi mentioned. And we basically structured the discussion along several sessions, starting with what is the response, the optimal response, and how the Arab economies can respond to this new global order. Moving on to thinking about whether this is going to be with us for some time, because I know some people in this room believe strongly that this is going to be a secular decline in oil prices that's going to be around for a while, and we're going to assess the different views surrounding that. Later today in the afternoon, we'll be focusing more on the role of macroeconomic policies, fiscal and monetary policies, as they adjust to this new environment. What would the optimal response be? And then we have the, also we're going to benefit from the views of some of the participants as it relates to other countries outside of the region. For instance, the experience of Norway as it adjusts again to the decline in oil prices. The last session for the day will be a policy session, basically focusing on sustaining growth in the Arab region under this new normal. So I think between today and tomorrow we have covered what we hope and what we think is a sufficient set of ideas and issues that are going to help us as leaders again of this theme to be able to shape the future direction. The closing session tomorrow will be focused exactly on that. It's going to be a reflection of the discussions of the 1.5 days where we believe the future direction is going to be. I would like to give the floor to my colleague Kamyar to talk a bit more about our current and near future initiatives under this theme. Thank you very much, and I wish you a productive day.